Hello! Firstly, thank you all so much to everyone that watched my previous video. It means the world to me that you think we could reach out and connect on this little thing we've got going on. People, old and new, said they're excited to see what's to come, and I am too, so let's get cracking. In all honesty, I have so many ideas swirling around my head that some kind of format seemed impossible. So I'm just going to try and do kind of hopefully more bite-sized chunks, really specific topics, and then later we can develop into bigger topics, deeper topics, maybe bring in friends to speak with me, little Q&As. I would also like to mention, quite obviously, I'm not a psychologist or a doctor. I am just a person that has a brain that has been addicted to them, and when my brain isn't being addicted to me, I can kind of see what it's doing. I am always learning, I am always growing, and obviously I don't know everything. I'm hoping this platform is also going to help me learn to learn more about myself and my brain as well. So hopefully we can all help each other, and it'll be a beautiful little cohort. Today I want to talk about stopping the bad moments turn into bad days, and also making a mental health checklist for yourself, almost like a drop-in centre with your brain that you can kind of clock in back to in the day and just see where you're at. I'm a firm believer that if we can simplify this mind-scrambling, brain-boggling demon that is our mental health into something more tangible, methodical and logical, we can make the problem seem a lot less scary. And the sooner we can recognise our thoughts being irrational, the sooner we can change them into healthier thinking patterns and just a healthier life path. Any situation of anxiety or depressive episode can easily spiral. An example of this can be oversleeping in the morning. You rush your morning, you rush your commute, you don't have time for breakfast, and I've done this one so many times, it just leaves you on such a bad note before the day's even started. You've kind of woken up startled, you've rushed, you're probably sweating like an absolute bitch because you're rushing around to grab all your things, you've probably not eaten breakfast, you've just started the day in the wrong way, basically. You'll probably feel frenzied, you'll probably feel mentally not ready for the day, and on a really bad mental health day, you will probably just think, why did I bother waking up today? And I've been in that situation where oversleeping can start you off just on that bad mental note, and without the mental energy, you don't really have much left to take to the rest of the day. Lock-in time. My Christian theory is that we are all just big toddlers. Think about it really. We need food, we need water, we need rest, and to be the right temperature. Otherwise, we get a bit aggy. You know when you are in the street and you see those toddlers just wailing and screaming, and you're like, I feel you, babe. I want to be doing that as well right now, and you just can't because as adults, that's frowned upon. That's shit. I know. I want to do that all the time. But think about it, it's because something in the toddler's alignment is off. They're hungry, they need to sleep more, they're startled by something, they cry out because something's not right. If you've ever heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, Maslow? The hierarchy of needs, basically, the bottom of the pyramid is basic physiology, and then stacked on top of that is your, like, higher needs like relationships, and it's like a sense of longing, and then there's like emotional mastery and all this shit. Anyway, Maslow, I don't know what his name is. He's a clever guy, he knew his shit, and it really just based down to this, I think. The chances are, a period of stress like this, no matter how anxious or depressed you are, whatever situation's going on, it is made worse because scientifically we are not in alignment. Maslow knew his... I think it's Maslow. Okay, Maslow knew his shit. This can happen maybe multiple times daily, and if we let this happen multiple times, the negative energy just kind of seeps into us, and we're like a sponge, we just soak it up and we just hold it, when really we should just want to squeeze the chamois out and just get rid. This brings me on to my tip of the day. Catch yourself feeling these things and thinking these things. Clock them. Don't judge yourself for feeling them, just clock them happening and just be like, okay, I'm feeling really tired, I'm feeling really shitty, my brain's gone on this scramble about this person that I may be struggling with, and just clock it back, clock yourself thinking it, and just note it. When these feelings do emerge, then ask yourself, okay, did I sleep enough last night? Have I got to the end of a 14-hour day and I'm still knackered from the day before, because even when the moment I woke up I wasn't really rested? Did you sleep enough? Have you drank water that day? Are you the right temperature? Like, if you're out in central London sweating like an absolute bitch, when that commuter pulls in front of you with their case and you just want to scream at them, honestly, is it them that's pulled out in front of you, or are you just losing your chill because you're just not feeling quite right because you're sweating like a motherfucking pig with a coat on in the middle of Zimbabwe? I don't know where that came from. It's important to note these thoughts and feelings without judgment, because the second we can note them, the second we can go, okay, that's how I'm feeling, and if we want to change that brain pattern and how that thought occurs, then then we can do. Without this, our negative brain patterns will repeat as they are habit, and we will just kind of go into the same spiral. Every time we're tired, we'll start thinking about all the people we'll upset, the fact we've not texted our parents, or shit we didn't do in the day, and we'll beat ourselves up for it, when really, we just kind of need to rest or fulfill a basic need that we've not thought about. A lot of the time, I'm overtired and allow my thoughts to just roll off, and I don't kind of have the self-restraint to stop them, when really, if I just accepted that I'm a hungry little bitch and I want a Nando's, I probably wouldn't be thinking about it in the first place. Of course, sometimes the world genuinely does feel like it's crumbling around you, and no matter how much sleep, water, or food you get, it's not going to be fixed. And sometimes in these situations, these things also can't be fulfilled. If you've got a really long day, you're not going to have a chance to sleep. If you struggle with eating as a thing in general, sometimes eating is not the easiest thing for you. There's always going to be something that could come in the way of it. In these situations, I think it's just important to let yourself feel however you feel. Even if you feel completely out of control, no matter how much you don't want to feel that emotion or how much you want to deny the emotion, just let yourself feel it. Any emotion that you feel is valid, no matter what it is. The emotion is valid, and even though the physical manifestations of anxiety and mental health can be terrifying, thoughts themselves are not tangible. They're not real. You can't touch them, you can't smell them, you can hear them in your head, but you can't hear them externally. They are not real, and they do not have the power to overcome you and to physically hurt you if you don't allow them to. And I think with alterations to our daily thinking patterns, we can make these terrible times seem a little bit less apocalyptic, and we can make bad days not as bad, good days great, great days fantastic, and eventually the bad days will be like, you know what, piece of cake. So, recap, hopefully that has some kind of structure. I'm really hoping so. Number one, we are all just big toddlers. We need to eat, sleep, shit when we need to shit. We're all just big toddlers, and sometimes we just need to take a step back and just realise that we're a lot more simple than we sometimes make ourselves out to be. Take a nap. Eat those carbs, listen to your body and mind as one, and figure out what do I need, and without screaming in public like the toddlers do, like you desperately want to do, what can I do to try and fix this? Number two, go over your mental checklist. Don't allow that bad moment, the oversleeping, the comment a teacher made about you, that thing you overheard somebody saying about you. You don't have to let it ruin your entire day. It is hard on days when you've got low mental energy, but if you're having a generally quite good day, a minor blip like this, you can let ruin your entire day. It's a self-discipline thing. It's not always the easiest thing to do. Sometimes you will give into it, but just clocking it when you can. Do that mental checklist and just go, okay, what can I do to remedy this? Is this as bad as I think it is? Hopefully we don't let those mental shifts in. We don't let as much negative energy come in like the sponge. We can just squeeze the sponge out and carry on with our day. Number three, catch yourself feeling things without judgment. Whatever it is, it might be a horrible feeling, try not to deny it. The more we can catch them, the more we can clock them, the more we can clock when our brain does the same pattern. If we clock the same pattern, we can work to make a change, make a healthier outlook, healthier thinking patterns, and with practice, just like going to the gym, or practicing an instrument, or your writing skills, with practice, over time, it gets easier. Thank you for watching. This is barely scraping the surface of what I want to talk about. I just wanted to start on something a tiny bit lighter for on the days where things aren't too overwhelming. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I don't know everything. I do want to be corrected if I am making mistakes, because if we don't know the mistakes we are making, we cannot learn and grow from them, which is what this place is all about. I want us to learn, I want us to grow, I want us to find our happy. So, yes, please correct me, please DM me, please contact me. I would love to hear any of your stories, anything you want to talk about, and just give myself a general direction, because as you can tell, I struggle with planning. I struggle with structure, so we're trying really hard. I'm Christian, and I hope this transparent talk about keeping the bad days at bay has helped you in some way. Let's keep talking, and let's keep making change.